Okay, the next item is my name. Paul, can you pull that map up?
You want the lights off?
Yeah, probably so.
This is, Mr. Chairman, you might
Okay, well,
you might employ Mr. Clem or somebody to kind of stand by the screen and point some things out.
I got a way to do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we don't figure it out. Now we know.
You want to get it?
Yeah.
You thought something had plugged in this thing.
Surprise, it's cut off on me. We had it up a second. Yeah. Here it comes.
The power.
Oh, that's what it was. I got you.
It was the city of Washington.
I got you.
What this is a year or two ago, it came up before this board, the Bath ETJ, they had asked us to concur with some appointments to their ETJ board. And as general statute, their planning board is supposed to be made up of the percentage of the people living outside the town as of versus how many live inside the town. We questioned that issue at the time, and apparently when they went and checked, they found out that in their ETJ, about twice the population lived outside the town that lived inside the town, and apparently they did not want their board to be made up of twice the number of people outside versus inside. And so they went about to redraw their ETJ map. And what they did, and I've had some complaints, and so I asked for a copy of the map. And it appears to me on this map, what they did was and it's hard to tell here, but they went around, say, an area here where you got a lot of houses, and they put their ETJ line right on the shoreline of these houses. So what they're doing is, it would appear to me, is trying to tell these people, well, we're going to tell you what you can do on your shoreline, but you can't have any representation because your house is outside the ETJ. And there's a lot of projects around Bath. You got one there, you got some over here. And every one of these, you take, like right here, you got houses here. That ETJ line is running right down the shoreline, comes around here, comes all the way up here, all the way around, and right on the shoreline of all the people's property. They're excluding all their houses. And I have a problem with trying to tell people what they can do with their property, but not allowing them to have any representation. And, you know, I'd like them to explain to us what is their intention here, because I got a real problem with trying to regulate people's property, but not letting them have any input. And hopefully, maybe county manager can have somebody here next month to give us a good explanation of why these people are not going to be able to get representation. And if anyone else has anything to like to say about it, you're welcome to.
Well, I have some knowledge about what has gone on at Bath in the past, and up until about 10 or 12, maybe 15 years ago, the ETJ line ran with the run of Bath and Back Creeks, and then the city came up and changed it at that time so that it ran to the shoreline of the opposite shore. And so that what's going on here is you're in a municipality that takes you out of the county's CAMA land use plan and puts you in the town of Bath's land use plan, which is a much more restrictive land use plan. And with all of the battles and fights that have been going on down there about development, it allows the town to control development on the water without controlling the land. Because if they're going to fight you on getting a pier permit, then that lot is not worth very much if you can't get a permit to get out to use the water. So we all know that how things are around Bath politically. And this is a big grab at control, and I agree with the chairman. Somebody needs to come and explain why they're doing this, because it's, I don't think it's right. It's not treating the property owners that have property that front on those creeks right.
Mr. Chairman? This appears to be regulation without representation. If you take a look at the drawing up there, the original red line that was that, well, you can't even see it up there, but the original town limits were drawn out in the water. And as Jay was saying, what happened is they intentionally drew the lines right on the shoreline.
This is the town limits right out here in the water.
That's right, and they're purposely drawn away. But when they redrew this thing, they went into the little creeks everywhere where there might be a possibility of somebody doing something with their property, and this allows the town of Bath to control what they do to their own property, which is what it appears. Another thing I noticed, Jay, is there something, a beeper here?
That button right there causes that red line.
Is something that struck me as odd is for some reason they drew this little triangle out. Now, why would they draw that little triangle out? I have no idea. What's the reason? Is it because there's somebody there they didn't want in the town limits? Or what? I have no idea, but I'd love to have an explanation, because that sort of strikes me as being very strange. And I really think they need to come here and they need to explain what they did, because it does not look very good to me. It looks like it's very discriminatory to some property owners. That's all I got to say.
All right. Anybody else before we move on?
Are they gonna restrict their ETJ? Didn't they say they were gonna do that?
The newly drawn boundary
What
that
we're looking at.
the chairman was talking about is their new version, their newest.
In other words, extended even further.
No,
No.
they shrunk it down and took the people out, but left the shoreline in it.
Who approves it?
Oh, okay, I got it.
Who approves it? Do the city have the authority to approve it, or is it something that the General Assembly have to approve ETJ?
The town has a number of choices that they can make independently about how they choose to implement these regulations. You all have a voice in the sense that you control a few appointments to the planning board, those being the unincorporated representatives.
So
It none is.
Huh?
It none is.
Yeah, there will still be
A few.
there would still be
The
probably.
masses of people live outside of the ETJ.
The way they've got it drawn.
Well,
Most of the
changed
people, their shoreline, their property in front of their house is gonna be in it, but their houses are gonna be out, so they won't be able to have no representation.
yes, they can't vote.
That's right.
But you know what's unique is they took in all of Texas Gulf. Looks like Ross.
Yeah, they took all y'all's property.
You want to
Because
speak to that, Ross?
there's nobody living there. There's nobody living there,
Oh,
so
nobody living there.
they
They
ain't worried
took in all
about the
that.
votes there.
That's a lot of land there, isn't it, Ross? What is it, about 1,500 acres?
I don't know the exact size.
Not like y'all gonna mine over there.
Okay, we'll pass on. That's just for next, have the manager have someone come next month.
Yeah.
Speak to us about that.
Mr. Chairman, the chief deputy has been able to join you, and I think
Okay.
we had some questions last month about
Yes.
the process of issuance of ABC permits and the ordinance